in the general discussion section. Okay, so let's give appreciation to Dr. Lee. Thank you very much. Okay, and the last speaker here for this section is going to be presented by Professor Su. Professor Su got his PhD from Northwestern University in 1986. And he's going to talking about topics related to monitoring network and control for larger scale landslide in Taiwan. And he is a professor of the国立中興 University. And I think he's doing a lot of job related to the monitoring systems associated with the landslide control. And in this situation, we would like to have Professor Su to give our presentation. Let's give him appreciation and welcome to Professor Lee. Professor Su.
Thank you, Professor Tsai. Yeah, I'm Su. Yeah, the topic I'm going to present to you is continue from what Professor Lin says. People identify a lot of landslide sites. Then what's next? Yeah, you don't have enough budget to go through all the sites. But you see Professor Lin did some preliminary study and try to identify which one is more important, and then suggest the government to put the budget on those important sites. And I'm going to present you continue from what the potential large-scale landslide. I'm going to talk about maybe how can we do with those landslide, what kind of monitoring instrument we can apply so to identify the risk of that specific site. And then we set up some strategies in facing those landslides, and the government now is doing the things right now, and I'm going to present you with two very large-scale landslides we have been met in the past 20 years. So the story from 25 years ago, and they still continue. Yeah, you see those dots, a lot of dots, and that means a lot of potential landslide. And we choose 186 sites that is judged that can maybe is damage to the human beings in surroundings. So the government agency applied the SNet and try to monitor 34 sites, and that is distributed around Taiwan. And we try to come with all the new technology, including the internet, including all the recorder, everything, and the cloud. And right now, all the monitor data are on the cloud, so people can access to any points at any time. And we're still working on it. And I see you can see all the detail in your handout, so I go through it very quickly. In the basic instrument we applied, including the rain gauge, including two-dimensional inclinometer, and everything you can imagine. And we try to develop some more artificial intelligence embedded instrument. And I think including the inclination, deformation, and what we are count on to judge the landslide. And yeah, that's something we applied. Yeah, still too long. Yeah, I just show you the results. Yeah, this is the result from a site, and you see the left-hand side. You see two pictures. That's the location of the monitored point, and to your right-hand side, you see two lines to join the formation, and you see the red dot to show you the increase of the deformation along with time. And that's what we have right now at one of the sites. And we try to employ something from Raspberry Pi. That's the check system. Yeah, check system is a system developed from America, and they are trying to put as many as possible the earthquake monitor, the three-dimensional earthquake monitor, and is right now distributed in every continent. And they have a cloud to show the real-time data at any time from any place. And we are in part of it. And some people maybe heard about the recent landslide. Yeah, we put a few of the check system there, and it really worked. And they give some pretty good results. Actually, this is a seismograph from 80 meters underground in Lisan, and they give very, very nice real-time data in the cloud. And there's another system we try to employ, that is the BBC microbit system. Yeah, this is a weather station, a very cheap weather station, and can be, and is still on the cloud. Yeah, and they try to have every family. If you build a weather station like this, then all the world can see all the climate change and see everything. And that is a very miniature weather station, yeah, which works well. And now go to, in the beginning, I'm talking about, yeah, we have so many landslide sites. So what can we do? So in order to protect local resident safety, so we set up 7 different intensity activity for strategy. Yeah, that is, here. Yeah, for management point of view, that is, I wrote down the non-engineering activity, including first, when we facing some site that is too huge, cannot be controlled by any engineering device, we suggest that there is no action. You just have to avoid using that kind of land. So you have to just get away. And in the past, many sites are performing the maintenance activity, yeah, from Soil and Water Conservation Bureau. Yeah, when we're facing a site, then we do some management work and just don't let the people get hurt. And for some important sites, we're suggesting the monitoring system is a requirement, and try to use every kind of instrument and try to protect or to detect the possible disaster, and at least we need to know in advance. So, two sites I'm going to present to you is the monitoring work we did a lot. And the last one is avoidance. Yeah, that is for some sites, the Bureau is developing the disaster prevention and evacuation map. Yeah, just like the title in here, disaster prevention. And we have all the evacuation map prepared and that people can do, just follow what the government suggests and try not to get hurt. And for some sites, they had to be perform the remediation work. Yeah, we suggest divided into 3 different strategies, including foster the selective stabilization. Yeah, we just choose the easy job to do. Or the second, the marginal stabilization, that is just try to protect people from get hurt. And the last one, when we facing some sites that is so important that cannot be abandoned, so we have to perform the fully investigation and the planning and all the remediation work. So I'll use 2 case studies to present to you about the remedial work we can do for landslide sites and the monitoring system for landslide. And at the end, I'll talk about a little bit about the sliding plan monitoring. We're using the time domain reflectometry, and we just finished some of the important conclusions, so I'd like to introduce to you. Yeah, for the 923 landslides, this is a landslide site that is quite huge. Happened in Chichi earthquake. That is the earthquake-induced landslide, and yeah, that is the location of the site, and it's in central part of Taiwan. And yeah, this is a picture took at that time. You see a big amount of dipping slope, big dipping slope just slide and down to the valley and fill up the valley and form the 2 landslide dam. And at that time, that people don't know what can we do in facing this kind of large slide land. So the government decided not too much we can do, so we built a spillway. And you see the left-hand side, the first picture, you see an emergency spillway were built in very quick. And you see we try to protect the toy of the slope. So we build some toy loading device and try to protect the toy. And the spillway is quite long across the field land that is 1,450 meters long, a very long spillway. And that is what happened in 1999. That is some 20 years ago. We just going to have a 20 years memorial, maybe meeting about that. And the government set up the mitigative measures, and then after that we try to check the stability of that spillway. So after the spillway, the government built 20 column type submerged dam. That is what you see in the picture, the small one. And we use air photo and LiDAR survey at different time and try to evaluate is the spillway safe or not. Yeah, this is a picture to show between 2004 and 2015, and the green one is erosion and the red one is accumulation. You cannot see too many, but I like this picture. Yeah, this is a picture showing the change of elevation of the spillway. And I always use this picture to show to people that the site at this moment is still in safety site. And you see, I'll show you. Yeah, we did locate the profile along the spillway, and maybe in your handout it's more clear. Yeah, that is the dam we built inside the spillway, and you see small portion of that is cut down very deeply. So I go back to here and enlarge the incised section, and that's what you see here. And the small red dam on the graph is the originally built one, and the yellow one is after the spillway is cut down and the government rebuilt in a lower elevation. Yeah, that's for Johannesburg. Yeah, you can get data from, you can get information from any report. I think in Taiwan, many people do research on this site, so have many papers published. And I always use this one to show the current status of the safety of the spillway and for Johannesburg. So another site I'm going to present you is the descent landslide. Yeah, this is a site that has slided very close to 30 years ago. That's 29 years ago. And yeah, we have a lot of research on this site, and very brief about this site. That is in April 1990, an intense landslide occurred in this area, and because this is a high mountain area, which is very important for the land, because we have closed island highway, not highway, closed island roads close to this site, so we have important watershed to protect. So the government decided that we have to save this site. So a lot of effort, and this is a picture of that, and that is what the remediation project, and the remediation work including surface, subsurface, retaining wall, and everything, even, and everything we can do. So we have the drainage well, we have horizontal drain work, and we have drainage gallery, and the gallery is still, right now, looks kind of safe. And the project can be taken by this project, this picture, and we see all the three-dimensional drainage system in here, and after working for a few years, they decided the drainage well, the outlet of the drainage well, the pipe is very easy to be destroyed. So they decided to get a drain pipe from the drainage well down to the tunnel, and you can see the drainage gallery and the site, and even we put a hydropower plant in it for emergency electricity use, and it's work, but it's very noisy. And because the drainage work well, so we have put a few more sites around it. At the last, I think it's about the time. So I get a very short talk about time domain reflectometry. We applied for the monitoring slope movement. Yeah, that's just a chapter we just wrote in Landslide Journal. And yeah, I give a brief talk about the system. The system is quite simple. We try to monitor the sliding plane underground, and basically traditionally we used to use inclinometer. So inclinometer is you draw a hole and you put into a pipe, and you try to measure the deformation of the pipe. And sometimes ago we developed the TDR coaxial cable, and we use the coaxial cable to replace the pipe and give very clear result about the sliding plane. Yeah, you see that now every line in here is a waveform we took every month, once every month. So you see the change of the shape of the waveform means the development of a sliding plane. So you see it very clearly to see the development, and we do some lab work to simulate what will happen there in the field, and we get some result, and I'd like to show you in9/23 slide. Yeah, we put a TDR cable together with an inclinometer that's just right next to each other, like 20-30 centimeters apart. And that is what we get. And you can see we get pretty clear sliding plane from TDR signature compared to result from inclinometer. And yeah, that's the data, and we just finished developing. So at the end, I give the reference if people like to see more in more detail. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
So thank you, Professor Su, because we still have a lot of time, but I do believe that everybody will enjoy the tea break in the next program, making the program on the right schedule. So I'm going to close this section, and also I will invite everybody to give our appreciation to our these three speakers in this section, please. Thank you so much.